Good morning. Some possible plays yesterday. Day off for me. Did you spot them? Let's take a look. While we take a look, some interesting tennis about. Have you been having a look at the tennis? Got a possible here, don't we? 1.33 favourite. Could be losing the first set. That's something I'll be looking out for. These are two tough to call. Taylor Fritz, excellent player. Mazzetti, excellent player. Yannick Sinner and Alcaraz, that's just a exhibition match, so no point doing that one. Here we have look, a 1-6, 1.13 shot going a set down. See, Mr. Gill. But let's have a look at yesterday's football, and there were some angles in yesterday. If you trusted Premier League over, was it League One, Wrexham, or the Championship? Mali, Senegal and Morocco, the two top-ranked sides in Africa, getting through fairly comfortably. No real trading angle there yesterday, but notably, Senegal's odds started drifting towards the end of the match. Probably reminding us that Mali were red-carded against Tunisia and made it 1-1 with a 90th minute penalty. They're actual adrift. Senegal's odds were drifting from 1.06 up to about 1.08, all the way up to 1.1 at one stage. Hell of a drift for a 0-1 lead against 10 men. So do look at that in the future potentially when you've got a match like this and a 1-0 lead against 10 men. Very interesting market. Yesterday in the Cup, this would have been the match to focus on, particularly giving Wrexham a head start. I did have a bit of a tickle myself. That was the profit on that particular match. But was it the profit? No, it wasn't. What I like to do in matches like this, where there is very strong evidence for a potential equaliser for Nottingham Forest, having already come from behind, probably should have got involved here. 2-0 lead. You can see here. It was a much changed Nottingham Forest side and bringing on the big boys second half. So it was a typical Cup Premier League outfit from Sean Dyche, and off we go. Igor Jesus, Hudson-Odoi again. Great finish, that one. I was invested in that one monetarily, so I watched the match. And I'll show you where you can watch matches for free. I'll show you that now. It's called camel1.live. Just be careful, there are some complete and utter racist idiots on the messaging. But it's a great website. Please do have your ad blocker up, because websites like this can insert links to advertisements, etc. But this has been a staple diet for me. Camel1.live. I watch it's a bit behind the live football, but if you want to get a taste, for example, looking at the match yesterday with Wrexham and Nottingham Forest, I could get a taste for how Nottingham Forest were gauging themselves against this lot. Were they dominating the match? You can see it with your own eyes. That's why I pulled the trigger. It was a net profit of about £30 because I laid over. Just have to work this one out now. Laid over 5.5 goals. I don't think I saved that. No, laid over 5.5 goals and back Nottingham Forest +1. It is very high risk because laying over 5.5 goals this late on in the match, if it goes the way of Wrexham, we are stuck on both accounts. Big liabilities, but a quick 25 quid. Happy with that. Could have stayed in and made about 55 pounds. But that was a real angle for you yesterday, particularly that 2-0. So let me know in the comments if you got involved with that one. Elsewhere yesterday, Humdinger, Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt. This is what Frankfurt do. They do have the tendency to score high-scoring matches from time to time. There was an angle or two in yesterday. The first angle would have been the 1-1 at half-time. But we do know that Dortmund do have trouble with that second goal away from home. But the momentum started rising. That's why an in-play stats feed is so good. Nemecha getting the goal, and then a quick response, 2-minute response from an unpronounceable name, Ebnu Talib. And then we got a 3-2, the Desmond Tutu ended, and then a 3-3. Unbelievable, Jeff. So plenty going on in that match. I think half-time 1-1 was potentially layable if you could trust Dortmund, given the fact they've struggled so much for that second goal away from home, not scoring it consistently enough. But Eintracht Frankfurt's record against the top 4, top 5 is normally losing. So this is a vast improvement from them. Quite a few matches were postponed, particularly in the Netherlands. Ross County and Partick Thistle. Well, a possibility to take on Ross County 2-0 lead. Came off last time with Partick Thistle, went 2-0 down, but the in-play stats were awful for Partick Thistle in this particular match. They did start about the 70th minute, started coming alive. So you could have arguably got involved in the 70th minute, keep your liability as low as possible. Too tough to call Real Sociedad and Getafe, but I think a lot of secondary stats for Real Sociedad, if you looked. So let's have a look. 1.1 expected goals for the whole of the match. I think they'd been quite a few shots, 10 shots, but it was more emphatic on my stats feed. The Real Sociedad stats did suggest, and it was one-way traffic, as you can see there. So any Getafe lead? Did we get an Getafe lead here? No, we didn't. Sociedad scoring first. That's probably why any interest of mine waned in this particular match. Not an ideal match either. If you look at the pre-match odds, 2.3 the favourite. That's why I keep banging that into you. The market gives you clues as to which matches are tradable and which matches aren't tradable. So just back to the ladies' tennis. She's on the cusp, Jovic, of getting the first set against Svitolina, and I might have a play because Svitolina was 2-0 down to Katie Balter in the last match, straight back and won the first set. You can have a look through the stats like this. If tennis is of interest to you, have a look at the story of the match. Is Svitolina pressuring the Jovic serve? Well, break point, break point, break point, break point. So in 2 consecutive matches, 2 consecutive games, lots and lots of break points for both players. 2 break points here, staved off by Svitolina. Another break point against her opponent, and another break point against Svitolina. So the service games for these two are just woeful. You can have a look at the stats as well. For the first set, service percentage, well, it's low. It's the break points generated, 3 out of 6, 3 out of 5. So I think second set, you might get some action here. But Svitolina will have to up her game because she is giving away games as well. 30 love, look, she's about to break her opponent again. So you could have got involved at these odds now. So I'll just show you this quickly. If this interests you, because it is a staple diet over the summer months, tennis. So you can have a look now at that possible break. What's that done here? This is the price volume over time graph. This is a very unique graph for tennis. You can see the high here, 2.5. Won't go above that. That's where you back. We have, if she's going to win the match, she's got to break through this resistance line or support line. I keep getting them mixed up. Support line at 1.5. You can see plenty of action there. So that's the break. You can see that break of serve now. Break of serve. So she might stave off the set. And you can see her odds starting to drop here. So we're going to go back onto parity now. But she's been so awful in her service games that will it last? That's the question. Let's return to the football and have a look at today's trading angles. It's the turn of Algeria and Nigeria. Look at the market for these two matches compared to yesterday's markets for the two highest ranked African sides, Senegal and Morocco. Both odds-on favourites, both delivering as odds-on favourites as well. These are too tough to call. 2.45, 2.38. Let's have a look at the FIFA World Rankings. They're probably going to agree with me, aren't they? It looks a tough nut to crack. So let's go to the FIFA World Rankings here. Scroll down. CAF for Africa, and likely these two or these four sides are going to be very tightly matched. Algeria and Nigeria. Algeria 34th in the world, Nigeria 38th in the world. You can't get tighter than that, can you? 34th against 38th. Wow. Egypt and Ivory Coast. Let's take a look. Egypt 35th in the world. The Ivorians, it's Cote d'Ivoire. So IVO, there we go, Cote d'Ivoire, 42nd. So again, very tightly ranked. Sorry, I keep defaulting to this one. Very tightly ranked indeed. I don't have an angle in at all. Do read the previews if you'd like. Do have a look at the head-to-heads if you like. Are there any angles with the head-to-heads? But we must, in the head-to-heads, take into account the rankings of the opponents who they've played. It's been an emphatic display from Algeria based on their defence. They've only conceded the one goal. Nigeria have been blasting sides. It's as simple as that. 2 goals here, 3 goals here, 3 goals here, 4 goals here. I think this Tunisia one, didn't they come from behind in this one? And friendly, well, head-to-heads back to 2022 don't bear any relevance at all to today's football. So fascinating stuff there. League One and League Two today. I don't tend to research these leagues at all. Don't like them. Don't like trading them. I will have a look at the odds-on favourites, of course, and see whether they marry with the in-play stats. It's the usual crew, isn't it? Cardiff, Bradford City, Luton in this particular occasion. Peterborough have been in brilliant form of late, so keep an eye out on them regardless of the odds. Have a look at the standings as well, give you an idea of who to potentially target as far as must-wins is concerned. So we can tighten the look here. Cardiff at the top, got a nice gap. Lincoln have got a game in, no, Cardiff have got a game in hand over second and fourth. So they're in a good standing at the moment. They must protect this top two placing. They are away at Leyton Orient today. Where are Leyton Orient? Just above the relegation zone. So this is one of those tough ones today because both sides desperately need the points. Looking at Stockport County and Huddersfield. Huddersfield are in fourth place, and the gap between them and the top three is widening because of two recent draws. They must return to winning ways, Huddersfield, today. You would expect Stockport County in the same position. They've got a whole load of teams lined up to take their precious sixth place. Don't forget now, it's 2026. It's the new year. April will be with us very soon. Starting to put together a bit of a poor run as well. So that's going to be a fascinating match. It will be one of those matches where you must take points off your nearest rival. So a late lay of the draw here, regardless of what the form lines say. You'd rather be taking 3 points off Stockport as Huddersfield get into that magical 40-point gap, that 40-point barrier where there's only 2 sides or 3 sides in the 40-plus point barrier. If you can get into that, they can have a punt at a top 2 place. Bradford and Rotherham. Bradford again, third place. A win could take them into the top 2. They are 1.57 favourite today. Rotherham, I don't know where Rotherham are. They're in the relegation zone. So a win for Rotherham would be very nice indeed, wouldn't it? Take them to 27. So this is yet another one of those matches. You're going to expect Rotherham to park the bus a little, aren't you? Leyton Orient and Cardiff. Leyton Orient down here. Cardiff up here. Cardiff could put one foot on promotion with a win today, up to 54 points. That's going to be a fascinating match as well, isn't it? It's a relegation threatened against possible title contenders. Peterborough against Bolton. Look where Peterborough are going. Superb recent run they were all the way down here in a whole heap of bother. Now they're only 7 points away from a playoff place. So a win would be extremely useful for them. But they're playing a Bolton side who haven't won in 3 matches now, and they still retain a top 6 berth. So it's getting very interesting in League One. There's plenty of angles today, but plenty of tough matches. At this stage of the season, relegation threatened against newly promoted. You wouldn't discount relegation threatened sides at all. It's going to probably be the same story in English League Two. We've got a lot of postponed matches, probably down to that storm. So it's just really Crewe and Harrogate to look at. So we can do the similar. This is what I would do at this stage of the season. Got to look at their league positions. Crewe and Harrogate. I can't see where Crewe is. Where are they? I can't see Crewe. Have I got the right one up? Yep, League Two. There they are, 10th place. So 35, they still can't break into the top 7, which is fairly generous. Playoff placings all the way down to 7th place. A win today, though, takes them to 38 points on the cusp. So it is important at home that they must do something, Crewe. And they've had 2 defeats recently, both of them coming away from home. They're playing Harrogate today. Where are Harrogate? See, I don't keep tabs on this league. Harrogate bang smack at the bottom, but they're still not out of it. A win today, only 2 places for the relegation in League Two. 17, 18, 19, 20, boom, they're out. So that's going to be a fascinating match. The only other one is Tranmere and Bromley. Tranmere are mid-table mediocrity, no problem with the relegation zone. They are still only 8 points away from a playoff place. A win today takes them zooming up to 35 and into a top 10 berth, possibly. So it's important. Every point is important at this moment. Bromley, where are they? They're right at the top. But they're not fancy today at 2.15. So do take that into account. Not fancy today at 2.15. FA Cup. Well, a bit like Nottingham Forest. You're looking for the likes of Cheltenham to take a 2-goal lead. Everton, Sunderland, these two have got different things on their mind, I would suspect. Get out of the cup run. Crystal Palace, Wolves got other things on their mind, surely. Or is this a chance for Rob Edwards to get a win under his belt? Psychologically important. Southampton might return to goal-scoring ways. You never know. Middlesbrough started scoring 3+ goals of late, but Fulham, rock solid. If they're up for it, they're up for it. That's for sure. Man City against Exeter. I've got a feeling Man City might just pinch this one. Newcastle, Bournemouth. It's going to be fascinating. See whether Newcastle can continue their 2-goal habit at home and whether there's going to be multiple team changes given the Christmas fixture list. Brentford and Sheffield Wednesday as well. Sheffield Wednesday out of it, aren't they? Completely. Coventry and Stoke. Maybe get Fat Frank, get him out of the FA Cup. Focus on promotion. Grimsby as well. And Chelsea under the new manager. It's a local derby of sorts as well. We've got the Coupe de France as well. So it's very much a cup day today. Lots of well-known sides. Lens leading the division. Strasbourg have been a top 4 side. Stade Troyes vying for the title in French League 2. Monaco away at Orléans. All about in-play stats. Simple as that. Bundesliga today, 2:30. Freiburg against Hamburg. Freiburg at home are actually pretty solid. So Hamburg at home are better themselves, but the Burger boys, I don't think, have enough in them to cope with the Freiburg, who are pretty much unbeaten at home. 2.45 the favourite, no thank you. Union Berlin and Mainz, 2.15 the favourite, no thank you. Union Berlin, coming off the back of a beating of Leipzig at home, could be pretty solid to look at. Bayer Leverkusen, Stuttgart, bit of a derby-style match this one. Como and Bologna could take advantage of the Bologna inability to score that second goal. Udinese and Pisa lay over 0.5 goals here in case Pisa's 0-0s turn up. Roma should have 2 goals in them today against Sassuolo. Atalanta and Torino, just be careful. Torino have been putting together a recent run of wins. And in the Eredivisie, I've done all the research for members, so members can look at the research for this one. I'm not going to pass it on to non-members. SerieA as well, I'll be following for members. I'll have a think about a live stream today. Plenty of matches of interest. Running out of time now. All of this research is for members. I've got to finish it at 20. Have a great day. I might see members later on.